Fundamentally, I think what COVID has taught us in the last 6 to 8 months, in my opinion, two major dimensions. One is the geopolitical strategic dimension. Second is the socio-economic dimension. I'll quickly capture what has been happening. If you look at the geopolitical landscape, what COVID has been doing, starting with US and China. China started with Wuhan, and we had a lot of theories, China virus coming out of China, they should have moved ahead. But what also is equally true, given the authoritarian nature of the regime, they were able to quickly contain it, put the lockdown in place, and now China is thinking of next 15 years while many of us struggling to get out of the woods yet. Look what's happening to the largest economy of the world, US. I mean, a few days back, we had the chief of staff of the US president's office saying they've given up on COVID-19 and the election is around the corner. So you're seeing it playing in a much bigger scale than what we see in Ebola and SARS. We never had a pandemic literally shaking up the political foundation of such big powers. Moving to the socio-economic level. Now, countries like Bangladesh, India, which have been on the developing cast for a long time, we simply didn't have the luxury to dole out the kind of trillions and billions of dollars with countries like US, Europe, others have been doing. So one good thing is because the people's expectation realistic, they don't expect $1,000, $1,200 paycheck every week, every month coming from the government exchequer to their bank account. So that way governments were a little safe, but that does not absolve them of the fundamental responsibility. So how did we respond? You must have heard a lot of things, theories going on about the herd immunity we have had in this part of the world. Look at South Asia, where Bangladesh belongs. We have 1/4 of global population, 1/3 of global poor, and it's a challenging situation. We simply don't have the kind of resources to do the testing and tracking. Even Europe has been struggling. And if you look at the composition of this panel, we have representatives of two very industrialist economies, Austria and Italy. And then we have South Africa, which is on the verge of becoming a fully developed country. Then we have Bangladesh, a middle-income country. Now, having said that, the thing is, the challenges that we face, the repercussion will be felt for Kazakh. Taking a look at Bangladesh, we have been an export-oriented country with 80–90% coming from ready-made garments. So we have been very badly hit, almost $3–5 billion order cancelled, Europe, America. And the way, and 80–90% are garments workers are women. So it has been very badly hit. We're trying to recover. Government has come out with some incentive package. Of course, it won't be anywhere close to what we see in Europe and North America. So what does it tell us? One of the things is globally, the whole global economy is going to shrink about somewhere between 2 to 3%. And if you look around countries like India, where unemployment has soared up 21%, countries like Bangladesh, where we also have been trying to adjust and cope with the reality. Now, moving forward, one of the good things I see out of COVID is many of the developing countries in the south, Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, we are learning to live without that external aid dimension that comes from the north. And I think it's a good reboot for us to take forward. So post-pandemic, we become more resilient. We have a bigger tax base. We have a higher revenue generation. And more we come out of the era of Bretton Woods institution. So those are 2–3 fundamental pillars I would like to take on COVID, looking globally, regionally, and specifically into Bangladesh. But when the panel discussion comes in, I'll be quite happy to entertain any questions from my panelists. But I thought to push the boundaries a little bit more and take the discussion to the next level.